This is my data story for AEP 858. So, who we are. Since I'm not currently teaching, I did my former school, so I focused more on the elementary part on some of this. I did a lot of comparing Jackson Heights to the state and where they should be. On one of them, I did like all grades, and then I did just sixth grade since that's what I taught. So I were Jackson Heights Elementary School and Jackson Heights Junior Senior High School. I don't remember if that's exactly what it's called, but it's a 3A school located about 5 miles north of Holton, Kansas. It's a very rural farming community. It's in the right off the highway 75. The majority of the families do have both parents working, but it's not exactly a high income, I guess, school, I guess you could say. Most of the teachers have been there 5+ years, although I was a new teacher and there's a couple other new teachers last year and this year. There's definitely not a lot of diversity in the school or the district. In the elementary, there are at least 2 teachers per grade level, but depending on the school year, some grades have 1 teacher because of low enrollment numbers. So this school year, there's only one sixth grade classroom because fifth grade, that was coming up to be sixth grade this year, were very, very low numbers. Looking at our demographics, I looked at gender, race, ELL, students with disabilities, and economically disadvantaged. Um, Gender, we have more males than females, but not by a whole lot. And as compared to the state, it's pretty close. Race, as I said, there's not a lot of diversity. So, comparing like race and ethnicity to what the state has, it's definitely a majority of white. So it's like 80 to 90% white with a few um, here and there. ELL, we didn't have any ELL students, so that is not a whole lot comparable to the state. Economically disadvantaged, the state's about half and half, it seems like, where we had more students who were in the yellow than they were in the blue. And then with students with disabilities, we had more of a number of students with disabilities than, say, the state did. Then how we do business. For this, I kind of looked at the graduation rate, attendance, and the dropout rate. So for the graduation rate, um, they have a really good graduation rate as compared to the state. They have a really high graduation rate. It dropped a little bit from 2016 to 2017, but not by a whole lot. Attendance is amazing as compared to the state, even from 2016 to 2017 for both the school building and the district. And these were both attendance, I think, was just the elementary school, but I'm not 100% sure. The dropout rate, they have a very, very low dropout rate as compared to the state. So, and it did go up, or it dropped from 2015 to 2016. So, it has gotten a lot better. Where we are now, so this shows where Jackson Heights is for ELL, not ELL, ELA, science, and math. So for these three, the three on the left, I did all grades, and then I did sixth grade ELA and sixth grade math because for state assessment, sixth grade does not do science. So, comparable, these ones these ones weren't compared to the state. So we had for math, good majority of the students in level 2 and level 3 didn't have a ton in the red or the blue. For science, they had a lot of students this year in the blue, and then it was about equal in the yellow and the green, and then just a very few in the red. And same with ELA. ELA, they had majority were in the green, and they had some in the blue, some in the yellow, and then and some in the red. So blue and red were about the same, and then green was a little bit more than the yellow. And then if I'm just looking at sixth grade, since I taught sixth grade ELA, um, we had a lot of students in the green, a little bit in the blue, and then probably more in the red than there should have been, and same with the red, but that's also not taking into consideration students who have disabilities who are on intervention plans, stuff like that. For math, had a lot of students in yellow and green, not a whole lot in red, and not really a whole lot in blue either, which definitely changed from the year before. And same with ELA, it definitely has changed from last year to this year. Um, so where do we want to be? From doing a class last semester, I know that they are focusing a lot on, showing students showing a lot more growth throughout the school year, because I know that's something we had talked about last year. And then that students are meeting all the standards that they need to meet, mainly for state assessment. So definitely looking at the state assessment data. And making sure that teachers are trained and up to date on what's going on, not only in the district, but in the school and the state. Um, my former principal was really big on wanting everybody to be in the loop with everything that's going on in the state and in the district. So she was very good about, once she knew something, she would have a staff meeting and she would tell us, which I felt was very helpful as a teacher. Um, then really focusing on kindergarten readiness, the post-secondary, and then the new Kansas school framework that is coming out. She kind of explained that to me when I had to talk to her for a class last semester, and that's where they're really going towards. We did a lot of CASA training to kind of get us there and figure out where we need to improve on and where we want to be at. Um, so how we will get there, teacher training for areas that need improvement, which the CASA training, um, going to professional development, looking at the data to see where students are currently at and where we want them to be. So kind of making goals not only for the school, but the district and for the teachers themselves. She always had us make our own personal goals for what we wanted to do that year, and then she would meet with us at the end of the year to see if we had met that goal or not. Doing screeners, summative and formative assessments that we always do with DIBELS, Ames Web, and other such screeners. Making sure that there were students who needed intervention, that they got that. I know we had one student who was on the cusp of needing an intervention but didn't qualify. So still making sure, even if they don't have an intervention, that they're still getting the support that they need from the teacher. Where are the gaps and how do we implement? Some of the gaps I feel like have a lot to do with lack of communication between teachers and from one grade to the next. Students who are needing interventions, and then just students having that drive to succeed. I know the older students get, they have a hard time having that drive to want to succeed and want to do good. So implementing, continuing to differentiate for different students, communicate with other teachers and the principals, make sure students are getting the interventions that they are needing, and give students the drive to want to succeed. So definitely trying to help them find that drive to want them to keep going and to do good. How will we evaluate our efforts? State testing is a big one. Teacher evals, which she does a lot of. School and teacher goals, which we definitely have a school goal and a teacher goal. And then with CASA, we also have district goals as well. Student grades, summative and formative assessments, screeners, just really mainly looking at our data and looking at our report card and seeing how the students did, where we wanted to be at, and then how are we going to make sure that we are meeting the goals we want for our students. So this is the data story I have for Jackson Heights. Hope you all enjoy it. Thank you.